Okay, everybody. Well, first and foremost, I want to say Happy New Year, everyone. How have you been? It has been, oh my goodness, what eons? It's been a minute. I know when I was getting ready to start the new year up with you all, I'm like, oh my goodness, time. It seems like it's been forever, but it's only really been 2 months. So I want to do some things before I bring on our guests. One, I want you to, as you notice, that we are live on YouTube. Though you will see us still on Facebook. So if you see us on Facebook, I want you all to come on over, join us on YouTube so we can do some interaction over there. So that's one. Two, I want you to grab your friends, family, bring in your favorite evening beverage, and also to drop us some nuggets. Look, I get to see the comments. So I'm going to put the comments down here. I want you to drop the comments for us. And then lastly, I want to ask you, so today is the first, what is it? Is it the first Wednesday of 2026? How you doing? And secondly, have you chosen your word for the year? I have, I think. I've been playing around with some things. But if you have, drop it in the feed. Let me know what it is. So let me go ahead and get started. Let me ask you this. Are you feeling something in your life is changing, but you just don't know what it is? Or you can't quite name what it is. I know that was me for some time long ago, but I want you all to know, welcome to She Shift, where women 45 and older, where we rediscover what's next. And I'm your host, Pamela Stone. And this is the space for you where we have honest conversations about midlife shifts, identity, and becoming. So let's get into today's conversation. I'm super excited for today's guest. Her name is Tecca Thompson. She's the founder and CEO of the Rested Black Woman and one of Vision Made Magazine's 20 over 40 women to watch. She's powerful. She is a powerful voice for rest. She's voice for rest, wellness, and redefining leadership in midlife. Let's all welcome Tecca to the stage. Hey, Miss Tecca.
Hey, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well. Happy
Well,
to be on the podcast.
yeah. And you know what? You're my first guest for 2026.
Hey, thank you.
No, thank you. Well, before we get into getting to know, for everybody to get know who Miss Tecca is, one, tell everybody a little bit more about what is excuse me, Black woman, and then tell everybody a little bit about yourself.
Okay, so my business is actually Sacred Healing Spaces, and the Rested Black Woman.
We have here some little technical difficulties with, as y'all know, you know how technology is. So real quick, Tecca, can you reiterate, because it broke up, can you tell everybody, re-say that again, please?
I see that we kind of broke up a little bit. Can you hear me
Yeah,
now? Are we
I can
good?
hear you and see you perfectly.
Okay, so my business is Sacred Healing Spaces, and when I started my business, little fun fact, Pam was my business coach back then when we started Sacred Healing Spaces. And the Rested Black Woman just grew out of Sacred Healing Spaces mission to create spaces of rest, healing, and transformation for Black women. And as the vision grew, the Rested Black Woman grew out of that. And it's just my posture around, I've been centering rest as a daily practice for 6 years. And the Rested Black Woman is really an invitation for other Black women to come along on the journey and become Rested Black women too. I love like the name, the Rested Black Woman, because it just kind of creates a lot of like curiosity. People want to know, like, what is this thing? And I tell Black women, it's like, I'm here to help you on your journey to finding rest, because it's not the easiest thing, and especially
True.
for Black women. And so is something that other Black women want to, they're aspiring to be more rested. So they want to become rested Black women and as well. And so that's how she was born. And it's been very pivotal in the business. Mhm.
Let me say this. You have taught me how to rest. As Tecca said, we have history together, you guys. So I'm going to go ahead and just throw it out now because everyone was like, "Well, you guys, we have history together." When I honestly have to say, I never understood what rest meant until now. And so what I mean by that is you've taught me the importance of it's okay if you get tired and to stop. And you really had taught me there, that is a non-negotiable. If I am tired and I've worked enough
Yes.
time in my day, I literally will take a break and take me a nap. And you have taught me that it's okay. Because remember, I never used to. Remember, we even talked about this. I never took a nap, but now I give myself grace and know that it's okay. Which I think that it comes with a lot of the stigma when people are like, "Well, I can't believe you're taking a nap, and I can't believe you're taking rest." Trust and believe it's the best thing ever. And so, Tecca, before we go any further, if anybody wants to get connected with you, what's the best way they can?
Okay, so on Instagram, I am the Rested Black Woman, so you can find me that way. Website is therestedblackwoman.com. I'm also on Substack. You can come over there and follow me with 13,000 subscribers for weekly tips on how to rest. You can also find me over there as the Rested Black Woman or just Tecca Thompson. And I'm also on Facebook as Tecca Thompson. You can connect with me through all of those platforms.
Beautiful. So let's jump into so people get to know Tecca and understand how to deal with the shift. So my first one is, as a founder and leader, can you take us back to the moment when you realized something in your life or work needed to change? And how did
Mm.
you get clarity on that?
So that's such a great question. And it is, I'll answer two questions by answering this fully. When I realized that something needed to shift, it was during the pandemic when everybody was
Mhm.
kind of finding their way to some form of transformation or change. But during that time, I was really struggling at work with a lot of different issues. I worked in juvenile corrections for over 30 years. Corrections is its own kind of, uh,
Mhm.
uh, you know, system in and of itself. But I was just really struggling with the supervision that I had, the structure of the agency that I was working in, on top of all of the social and the unrest that was happening in the country, um, and just the pandemic. And so there was something that happened here in Columbus. A young girl, Micaiah Bryant, was a victim of police gun violence. And it was something about that incident that really shook something loose, for me. And the night that it happened, I got up the next morning and I went to work at one of the largest youth serving agencies. And I just felt really invisible. Like I was thinking to myself, like, I had a meeting at 8 a.m. that morning, and here we are serving kids who are systems involved. And although we weren't directly working with children in foster care, which Micaiah was in foster care, but it was like all over the news.
Mhm.
And I was sitting in this meeting with some of the top administrators in the department, and it was just like business as usual, right? There was no pause to say, hey, Tecca, we see something has happened in the community that may be impacting you. Like there was just no empathy. And just the weight of everything that was happening in society, something in me broke. Like in that moment while I was sitting there, um, in this meeting, feeling invisible, like, hey, somebody come and check on me. And can we just mention this child's name? Right? Like
Right.
this is our agency's mission, right? Like it was all over the news, high profile. And so when the meeting was over, I just clocked out of work and I went and crawled into my bed. And it was the first time it was like I dropped everything. I didn't care anymore. It was like a full on surrender. I'm tired of fighting. And I think a lot of Black women back then were just saying, we're tired.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I just went into bed and took a nap, and I slept for several hours, and I knew that something had to change at work. I knew that I didn't fit in there anymore because I had just had too much opinion about being a Black woman in um, a system in that space. And so I stayed in trouble all the time because I always had something to say.
Yes.
Plus, just the fact that I felt invisible. And so that's when my rest journey started. And so from that day on, I just started taking naps every day. But it also shifted in my mind, like, I have to leave this job. Right. And
Mm-hmm.
then there were other incidents that happened when I had long COVID. Um, there was no space for me to heal and be at work at the same time. And it was just this pressure to perform, this belief that like Black women really don't have feelings. We don't feel pain. Like there
Mm-hmm.
was no space for me to be recovering at work. I was expected to uh, show up the way that I showed up before, which, this whole story is inside of my TEDx, which is
Right.
just became live, so you can hear the full story. But that was the moment when I said, I am leaving this job. I'm going to quit. Right? I like
Right.
literally, I do not fit here anymore. I have bigger work to do in the community. I have been resting for like a year and a half while working, learning how to
Mm-hmm.
disengage and dismantle the lies of being lazy, non-productive.
Right.
So I was resting while I was in the belly of the beast, which is the biggest question that I get from Black women. How do you rest while you still have to pay your bills?
Right.
And then, so when that incident happened, it still took me 2 more years before I actually left the job, and I retired early. Um, and God just said, "You're going to leave. That's it. It's
Mm-hmm.
time to go." And I said, "Okay," and I'm out. And I left early. I retired early to come out into the community to do this work. And I just feel like it was a bigger calling, but the weight of being who I was
Mm-hmm.
back in a in a female's body, in a woman's body, inside of that system no longer worked for me. And it was painful at times because I wasn't quite ready to leave, but I knew I wanted to leave. But it was the best practice of learning how to rest while still inside of a 9 to 5, right? That's a whole skill.
Yeah.
I can rest whenever I want now because I
Right.
make my own schedule. But then I had to navigate still showing up to work, but still learning how to become the rested Black woman.
I agree with you. And I'm glad you even talked about it because it is hard to navigate to rest while we're in corporate. But what I also am intrigued on your story is you felt invisible. And no one none of your coworkers or even your close, we'll say how they always say we have the corporate family. None of your corporate family even noticed that you felt invisible.
Well, no one noticed that I felt invisible because it happens all the
So
time to Black
often.
women.
True. True.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
You're
Like,
right. You're right. And so
yeah,
it's the norm when they see us. It may be a shift in our body language, but it's because it's a norm.
it is a norm. It's systemic. That, you know, the erasure of the Black woman, it's like we're hyper visible when we're late for a meeting,
Right.
but we're invisible when we show up on time, the most educated person in the room. They don't really want to hear from us.
Right.
Right.
You're
So my invisibility was just a continuation of what happens to every Black woman who is working inside of systems in America. It's like we are not seen, but the weight of the social and racial injustices that were happening out in the world and in the
definitely.
community, and specifically in our community that summer, there were multiple incidents of
Yes.
gun violence against young Black girls
Yes, it
that
was.
summer. So it was just like this hotbed of of things that were happening, and then the stress of the pandemic. I just broke under all of that.
I understand.
Um, yeah, and then you know, it was just like, get up in the morning, put your lipstick on, get your heels, and come on into this job. And the fact that you're hurting because of a young Black girl lost her life last night, we don't care about that, right? The fact
Right.
that, you know, another Black man lost his life to
Listen.
police violence, we don't care about that. We just need you to come in here and be a tool of production for us. Don't talk a lot,
Mm-hmm.
don't stand up a lot. We're not really interested in what vision you have. We're not really interested in how educated you are. We just need you to be this cog in the wheel and just do
Right.
the work.
Right. You're right. So if we have there's women as I had said in the introduction, there are women that are ready to rediscover themselves because they're sitting in that same as what you have faced. What would be a piece of advice that you could give them, right, and they could start using right
Yeah.
now?
So, you know, I always teach rest in this way that you have to you learn to rest by doing two things. One is resting. You have to do it. You have to at some point in time lay down and take the nap, or you have to at some point in time push away from the desk and take 3 deep
Mhm.
breaths with yourself. You have to actually do the activity that is rest. And rest, I love Trisha Hersey says, is anything that connects you back to your body. So anything that slows you down and reminds you that you have a body can be rest. So it's not
Right.
complicated. So you have to do the rest, but at the same time, simultaneously, you have to unlearn the lies and dismantle the lies that you're lazy when you rest, that rest
Mhm.
is unproductive, that urgency outweighs every other thing on the
Right.
planet. And so you have to begin to dismantle those things. And it is an interesting journey because the more you rest, the more you learn that this
Mhm.
urgency lives in our bodies.
Yes.
You can, like, even me today, it's easy for me to get caught up in feeling like I have to do these 20 things by tomorrow. They have to get
Mhm.
done. It's just the way that we've been programmed to believe, that, you know, everything is urgent and that we need to be doing something all the time.
Right.
And it takes time to dismantle it, but you have to do them both at the same time. So, what it looks like, really quick, I want to give you an example is like you are working, and it's like, how do you find a moment of rest at work? You push back from the desk. You
Mhm.
can do this at your desk, or you can go find a space where it's quiet. And then you just take 3 deep breaths, put your feet on the ground, and take 3 deep breaths. That's the rest. The unlearning part is that this is not just any normal 15-minute break.
Mhm.
You have to declare to yourself that this is reclamation. this 15 minutes, I am reclaiming myself back from this system, this 9 to 5, right?
Mm-hmm.
And from the larger systems, white supremacy, oppression, empire, systems of dominance. So that 15 minutes of breathing, or 5 minutes, whatever, you reclaim yourself back.
Right.
And
Right.
then you do that over and over and over again. And soon you can feel a separation from you and your job. Because a
Mm-hmm.
lot of us think our identity is in our job,
Absolutely.
and that our
Absolutely.
job loves us and values us. Many of you may work at places that are like that, but the bottom line is, can you produce for us?
Right. You're right. And I like that. I like the exercise you say to change. The hard part for me was to unlearn the rest. That was the hardest thing, because you're right. People do look down on it. You're resting or you're taking a nap and things like that. So I agree with you. But how I drowned out the noise, I had to remember, and actually someone told me, who cares what everybody says? You have to take care of you. Because after, there is nobody else on this earth but you. So that, and they constantly are saying that to me. Who cares what they say? There's more words, but they're basically saying, who cares what they're saying? You have to think of you. No one else is thinking of you but you. But you're right. But it does take work. And the work has to
Yes,
start now in order
yes.
for you to move the shift. So I totally agree with you. With that being said, how did turning 40 change the way you see yourself as a woman, as a leader, as a founder, at it all?
So I'm going to say this, like, I'm so happy we got to this part of the conversation. So for me, the shift didn't really come until I was 50.
Okay.
Turning 40, I was still in the grind of it. Like,
Yes.
I was still doing all of the things, you know, working for applause, working for approval, striving for this invisible level of excellence. Like we say, excellence. Like, how do you know if you're excellent enough, right? Like, you just
Right.
keep going. And I was in all of that. But as I was turning 50, things were starting to shift for me. And now that I'm well into my 50s, life is beautiful for me, right? Because now anything that I accomplish or that I do, it's because I'm doing it out of curiosity, out of fun, adventure. I just want to try this and see if it works. There's no pressure to perform.
Mhm.
And so everything that I've accomplished after the age of 50 has been like joy, right? Like,
Yes.
I became an unarmed self defense instructor
Right.
after 50. Like, I've done a TEDx after 50, right? Like, I'm doing all of these things, and I love talking about this. And the other thing, Pam,
Uh-huh.
this is new. Like, this is a new thing. Women in their 40s and 50s and 60s and beyond that are actively on a healing journey. Listen, if that's you out there in the audience listening, baby, we are the GOAT, because it
Mhm.
takes so much courage
You're right.
to want to unlearn, all of these trauma responses, to take a look at our childhood. Like, there's some women in their 40s and 50s that are scared to death
Yes.
to even revisit childhood. So if you're in your 40s and your 50s or beyond, and you're still wanting to heal yourself, and you're courageous enough to do it, listen, we're the GOAT. I
Yeah.
applaud every last one of you who are doing the work, because many times we get stuck in our ways and we're like, this is the way I'm going to be, either
And
take it or leave it.
right. That's right. And it's true. But you know what? Do you feel it was hard to unlearn what you have gone through all up until now?
I mean, like, I can only credit the pandemic for, like, I don't know if the pandemic and all of these circumstances that were happening at once I would probably still be trying to achieve this invisible level of
Okay.
excellence had I not been broken in the way that I was broken. And during that time, during the pandemic, Trisha Hershey from the NAP Ministry was all over social media, and she was saying, "Go lay your ass down." Like she was just saying it over and over and over
Yes.
again. And that day after the morning after Micaiah Bryant, lost her life, and when I closed that laptop and I walked across the hall, crawled into bed, all I heard was Trisha Hersey saying, "Go lay your ass down." And it was like someone finally had given me permission to rest.
So you felt the
So
release.
it was like someone was giving me permission,
Mm,
my grown self.
right. I understand. You ain't got to even tell. Right. Here we over 50 and you say you need.
Permission. So
Right.
listen, if you're out there and you're listening to this podcast, I want to give you permission to rest in any way that looks to
Please.
you. I believe, like, ultimately, I believe that, like, the 100% divestment from capitalism is the goal, because that's the only way that capitalism will die, if we
Right.
just stop engaging in it, right? I'm not there yet because we all have bills to pay. We're in the system, right? So
Right.
don't hear me wrong when you hear me say that. Like, that's just a journey, that I'm on. So with that being said, anytime a Black woman rests in any form for any reason, it is absolutely revolutionary, because we've
Mhm.
never been afforded space, time, permission to rest. And we still aren't. That's why it's reclamation. We're reclaiming our rest, right? So I'm telling you, any and every Black woman that's listening to this podcast, our rest is urgent. We have to find our way to rest. And I am
Absolutely.
giving you permission.
So you guys go ahead and do it. I needed to hear. I don't know how many times and listen. If you guys have to listen to this piece of it over and over, thinking Tecca's talking to you, because let me tell you, I'm going to. I'm going to say from me, it took her a lot of times to tell me, Pam, slow down, take a minute. I don't know how many times she told me that, until one day, and it literally clicked. It literally, I don't know what day it was, but it clicked. And I'm like, she's right. I have to take this rest. And I don't care what anybody says. So now I say it. And sometimes, like, there's a particular friend, she'll laugh. She's like, I can't believe you're taking a nap. I'm like, girl, I need it. Or if not, I'm coming at your head and coming at your neck. And I'm okay with that. But knowing I had somebody there, I had Tecca in my pocket, you guys, who told me to rest, and it's okay. And she kept saying, and I'll never forget the one day you were like, Miss Pam, I just shut off everything, turn off the lights. I'll never forget that day, and went to take a rest. I'm like, wow.
Right
She's
back then, Pam, too. Like, so Pam's been with me on this whole journey because this is what my business is. So she's seen it all. Back then, I was taking a nap every day at 2 p.m. And that's what she's
yeah.
talking about. Like, I was like, Pam, I gotta go. It's time for my
I was
2
like, and all I was like, wow, she's taking a nap. And let me tell y'all, I never forget, we got close and you're like, Miss Pam, my head is foggy. I have got to go take a nap. I'll call you later on in the day. And she called, I was just like, but it was, and it's nothing wrong with it. But I was just like, wow, I've never had anyone tell me it's okay. And then you showed me that it was okay to take that rest.
I know, like, so I just want to say this before we move on, is that most women are like you, especially women who are close to me. It's not that they've come to an event or they've read something on Substack. They've learned how to rest by watching me
Mhm.
rest. It's the biggest witness, because I get text messages from all of you all the time that will say either thank you for showing me how to rest, or guess what, I'm taking a nap. And so it's the witness of, that's why more Black women need to rest,
Mhm.
because when one Black woman rests, it gives permission to other Black women. Like Pam is resting now. She's influencing women that aren't in my orbit. When they see Pam taking a nap, some of them are unhooking and saying, well, if Pam's taking a nap, I can too.
Right.
So we need to, more of y'all need to rest so the rest of us can be liberated in our rest, because it's
And know that it's okay, and
Yes.
remove the stigma. I think that a lot of women are afraid to talk about it. I'm not. I turn off my TV. I even learned from you, turn off the life and take that time and rest. But yeah, you have to take that moment for you and take your power back to your life. And I also want to talk about one thing. I really like that you talk about facing your trauma, your inner childhood trauma.
Oh,
That helped me. I mean, it really made me really look at me, and to the point of while we've been working through this, I never really talked about what led me to weighing 400 and something
yeah.
pounds. Never, ever, ever. To
Mhm.
this day, and then when as I started talking a little bit more about it, I started crying. Now it ain't nothing about no cry. I'm gonna tell you why I got there. I'm gonna tell you how I got there, and I'm gonna tell you why I'm not going there anymore. But it has helped rest and letting go and all of that, and
Yes.
knowing what is okay for me. Now I don't have to worry about anybody else. I don't, and that's the first thing. And that, as I said, I have to thank my friend. Hopefully, they're listening to me. They're always telling me who. I mean, they're literally hollering at me, and not hollering, but hollering me as in shaking me, like, listen, who cares what they think of you? Who cares? Say it, and you're going to be helping somebody else. So understand, when I learned how to rest had brought me to learn how to what happened to me to lead me to that 400-pound woman, and how are we not going? But talking to that 400
Yes.
pound, talking to her like, girl, if you don't get yourself together. And that's how we talk. And I'm like, if we need to write it out, write it out. I journal, I've been journaling, but now talking to her as in, listen, what you happened then, and if it happens now, that's not, food ain't our friend. Food is not the friend here to cover up on what happened. Deal with the trauma, deal with someone who has hurt you, and
Yeah.
move on. So rest has, I promise y'all, take the time. The shift is hard, but take the time.
Yes, rest is like, so right now, a lot of times, I'm talking and teaching from the mountaintop, right? Because I've been doing this for 6 years, and that's not a brag, because I am still in the practice of rest every day, because
Mm,
the systems that won't allow us to slow down live inside of our body. So
true.
just like when I did the TEDx, like it triggered perfectionism in me. So there was
Mm,
like this urgency to get the TED right. So it awakened that thing that I thought
yes.
I had quelled. So when I say, I've been doing this for 6 years, that is not a brag at all, but it is really like a testimony to, like, hey, listen to me, because I can tell you what to do, what not to do, what this is going to look like when you get activated, or
Right.
whatnot. But rest is transformative. Like the more you rest, it opens up like a lotus
It
flower.
does. It does.
And like it's Pam and I have talked about this multiple times, but you can tap into a different level of creativity when you rest. You
Mm,
can tap into a different level of healing when you're resting.
true.
Right now, I'm about to do a whole newsletter on integration, because it's winter. Like we're supposed to be resting to integrate all of the lessons,
Mhm.
the transitions, the blessings. Like you may have gone through something really difficult, a loss or whatever.
Right.
And in your mind, you can cognitively say, I understand the lesson that I learned, but there's so much more that happens when you lay down and rest, that integrates, and you can metabolize, and you wake up with a different perspective.
True.
So rest is more than just the physicality, the biology of recovery. That happens. Restoration happens.
Yes, it
But
does.
there's other transformation that happens. But listen, I can hear the sisters out there right now saying, I can't even lay down for one
I was
nap.
just gonna say that.
Sis, I got you. Like, I hear you. That's why I started by saying I teach from the mountaintop. But I know that most of us are in the valley trying to just figure out how to get 5 minutes of peace. And I just want to say one more time, don't make rest complicated. You don't have to go nowhere to pay for rest. You
Mm,
don't have to, read a book to figure out how to rest. All you need to do is put your feet on the ground and begin to notice your breath for 5 minutes. That's rest. And
mm.
just do it over and over and over again. And just begin to reclaim yourself back to you.
I agree. That really it does help. Well, Miss Tecca, as one of the 20 women over 40 to watch in Vision Made magazine, woohoo! How has your definition of success evolved compared to earlier chapters of your life?
So I might get a lot of boos on this, and people may even turn the live off. But so I am divesting from what this thing that we call Black excellence, because it only leads to burnout.
Mm,
And so in this season of my life, because we've been told to kind of aspire to this level of excellence, but it's not measurable. When do
true.
you know? How many degrees do you have to have? How many awards do you have to have in order to say I've achieved excellence and success, right? And so so this question is beautiful, defining what success looks like as I go, right? And for me
Yeah.
right now, success looks like doing the things that bring me joy and happiness, right? And then I can also still be in service to the community. Um, but I'm trying to define success through the lens of joy, liberation, pleasure,
Mm,
play. Because I've done all of the things. Like, I've
right.
done
Right.
all of the things, right?
Right.
So I don't know if that answers the
It
question.
does. It does because let's be honest, your definition of success and my definition of success is different. But I have to agree with you. And I think as the older I get, the definition of success has changed. It isn't back in the my 30s and 40s, it was all about monetary. And it was all about, sorry to say this, materialistic things versus now. It's all about the inner, it's all about the harmony. It's all about, the joy of me touching things, seeing things, as you even said, doing things that I never thought I would be doing, and I'm doing it now, more so now than I did back then. I mean, even like the podcast. I mean, I'm really loving and vibing to I think this is my jam. I love it. And here I am over 50, and I want women to, and this is a reason why She Shift is created, because I want women to understand our shift. There's no wrong or right way or when or timing of when the shift happens. However, I can say those of us that have shifted after 45 is to me, it's so much better.
Yeah.
And to know that you have a tribe, as we have here, but you also have women who has gone through it, so you don't have to shy away from it. It's so important. And the reason why I wanted to bring that up is because I've been to 5 events. I don't know why I'm getting out. I guess I'm getting bold to get out here. But at the 5 events, it's been I've been around some women that are over 45 or actually over 50. I met a couple that are 60 to 70. And I'm like, so when did you feel the shift in your life? And one lady's like, I have to tell you, I'm 55 and I don't even know what my shift is. I don't know what my what's next is. And right there, I knew that and then after she said it, 3 more joined in. And then this is after the event. So not only were we in an event for 2 hours, we were outside still talking about
Still
it,
talking about it.
talking about the shift. So I think it's so important that women over the age of 45 or 50 to understand, grab your shift,
Yeah.
embrace it, love on it, and note that if you tell someone And you have a community, that you have people like Tecca, like myself, that can be like, girl, like Miss Tecca can teach you how to rest and then enjoy your shifting. Do it,
Mhm.
y'all. Don't wait to the you catch the last breath on the earth and you're like, man, I
I
wish
wish
I
I
or
would've.
coulda. And I want us to remove that. I
I
want
just
us to remove that.
when I think about, like, I was so excited to be a part of the top 20 women over 40 kind of edition, because this is just kind of like a natural kind of transition and where I'm at, right? Because, like, I literally want women in their 40s and 50s to really know that, like, love yourself enough to give
Mm,
you that thing that you've always wanted to do. Is it going to be scary? Yes, sis. It's going to be scary.
it
Ask
is.
Pam. I would literally call her and be like, I'm quitting. I'm not doing this. And she'd be like, wait a minute, come back. Where are you going? Like,
Right.
it was scary to start a business after 50 years old, and to start a business centering rest, something that back then Black women weren't trying to hear
Mhm.
what, you know, about
Ooh,
resting, but after the election, there was a downfall. Everybody wanted to rest, and
yep.
it was positioned perfectly. But I want to just go back to this, like, I when I speak about, like, like, what's your next, like, because people are always running around saying things like, I don't know what my purpose is. I don't know what my
Mhm.
purpose is. And I'm usually speaking at a woman's conference,
Right.
and they're like, oh, like, your purpose, you're so blessed. I'm like, sis, you know your purpose too. God told you a
Mhm.
while ago. You just didn't like what was said to
You see
you.
it.
So now
Mhm.
you're running around here acting like you didn't hear it. No, go back, dust that thing off.
True.
You
And
know what
don't
I'm
be
saying?
scared. I
Don't.
do. I do. I have to. I listen. You're talking to me, okay? I know.
Don't
I
be
agree with
scared.
you.
Y'all acting like you didn't hear it, and then you want everyone else to feel sorry for you because you don't know what
Right.
your purpose is. When you learned your purpose a long time ago, you didn't like
Long.
what was told to you, and you decided that you were not going to walk in that, and you were hoping and waiting until God gave you something else. It's not going to happen.
Mm-mm.
Or, what is that thing you always wanted to do? Now is the time to do
Do
it.
it.
I don't care how weird it is,
Right.
or, you know,
Do it.
do it.
And do it, and don't, and listen, and then come back and tell us what you did so we can cheer you on and celebrate you. Don't listen to other people. Listen, don't Tech will tell you, don't listen to nobody else. Listen to yourself and do it for
Listen to
you.
yourself. Like,
Miss
I
Tecca.
okay, go ahead, Pam.
No, you go ahead. Go
I
ahead.
was just gonna say, like, I want to just slow down for a second here. Like, literally, I was a person who worked in the same agency my whole entire adult life. So when I decided to leave, don't think that that was easy
Hmm.
to do, right? Because your body gets used to the rhythm of 9 to 5. Your body gets used to the rhythm of a paycheck every 2 weeks. So it wasn't an easy thing to do. But I decided that I love myself more, and I wanted to find some space and liberation in my life. And it became so important to me that I had to do it, right? And I had
Right.
to do it afraid.
I like that. Doing it
So
afraid.
we're here for you, all of us, all of the people over here
Absolutely.
at She Shift. We got you back. We got you.
We got you. Like I always tell y'all, if you're new to She Shift, I always say I can't do it. I have women like Tecca that is like we go shoulder to arm in arm, forget the shoulder, arm in arm, and we're out here supporting all of us. So please know that you're not alone.
You're
Miss
not
Tecca,
alone.
when you shifted from corporate into the other arena as in your life now, what did you do to even prepare for that?
Oh, I'm so glad you asked that, because I wanted to say, y'all, now listen, that doesn't mean you go quit your job tomorrow, right? Don't do that.
Like,
Don't
don't text
do
us.
that.
Don't email us that, please.
So if you listen to my story, I just told you there were multiple ruptures that were happening at work, but I stayed because my nervous system could not handle leaving work at that particular time, right? My finances were not there, right? So I was making a plan. But literally, like, some of y'all women know when you've been in a bad relationship and you leave the relationship long before you actually physically leave it. That's kind of what was happening. And I want everyone that's still working, trying to figure out rest and trying to figure out what's next is to hear this. You can still show up in your form of excellence while you are still planning to leave. I worked with intention, integrity, up until the last day that I, was at work. And you can do that, right? But you just don't have to give all of yourself to your job.
Right.
While you're making that exit plan. Right. And when you start making that exit plan, there are going to be dark days that it looks like this ain't going to never happen. Do not throw that plan away. It's like a vision. Write it down, make it plain, put it in front of you, right? So one day you're going to run with it. You're going to run right out that door, clock out for the last time, and come out here in the community. Some of y'all may not be working. You may want to travel, girl, go. Right. I want you to travel.
Right.
I want so you to do what you want to do.
Exactly. But also too, I want you all to also know, we're not talking about there are some women like, well, I just want to move up the corporate ladder. Do it. And if that's what you want to do to move up the corporate ladder, go out here and start taking some education classes, some courses that's going to help build you to move you to the what's next. All we're saying is living stagnant at our age over 45 is no more. And you have a community that can cheer you on to know that. Ms. Tecca, real quick, I want you to reiterate for any woman who's listening, who feels the shift but can't name it. What do you want her to know right now today?
So if you're feeling it, but you can't name it, I'm going to tell you that you need to be still.
Ooh, that's hard.
It is. Right. But sometimes we don't want to be still because we don't want to hear fully. True. It's not that our mind keeps us busy. It's like you feel this, you feel something bubbling up that wants to be witnessed, that wants to be born, and you're running from it, but you have to get still to get that clarity. And we're afraid of our own greatness.
Oh my goodness.
We're afraid of our own greatness. Like,
you're right.
So I would say if you're feeling that, then you just need to get still. And I'll give you some more practical things. Find someone to talk to that that feels safe, so they can help you extract what that is that you're feeling, that wants to be birthed. Find a coach. Find a friend that's safe, that can hold the space for you. Find your way to some support if you're really serious about it.
I agree with you. Well, Ms. Tecca, we're almost at the end of our show, but I love our talks. But before we do, one thing I wanted you to do is go ahead and let people know where they can find you at.
Okay, so on social media, on Instagram, you can find me at The Rested Black Woman. On Facebook, you can find me as Tecca Thompson. I am also on Substack. Come over there. There are 13,000 subscribers following me weekly, learning about how to rest. You can find me there as The Rested Black Woman. And the website that holds all of that information is also The Rested Black Woman. So come on over, join us.
You got to join us. I'm over there, y'all. You got to. It's an amazing read, Miss Tecca. But real quick, I want to do before I let you go. I want to do a rapid fire on you. Just a few
Oh
quick
my
questions.
gosh, what is
Don't
this? I'm
don't
not
say
ready.
that. It's not bad. It's not. But before I let you, before I do that, y'all, I want y'all to know today's show is sponsored by Vision Made Magazine. Actually, we're featuring, as Miss Tecca talked about, she is one of the 20 amazing women over 40 you gotta watch. As you hear her story, there's many more. So if you would like, then I know. Look, Katie, close your ears because she's my coach. Close your ears, but I'm giving everybody, those of you who are listening and wish to get a copy, a digital copy of Vision Made magazine featuring these 20 amazing women over 40, go ahead and text me at 614-674-0074 and text me, and you will get a link to see the work that these women are doing. And we had some amazing, and we then also had amazing stories in there. So definitely, again, if you wish to get you a copy of the digital, a complimentary copy of the winter issue of Vision Made magazine, seeing who these 20 amazing women over 40 and what they're doing, go ahead and text me at 614-674-0074 and text me, and I'll definitely get you a link. So you ready, Miss Tecca? This is going to be fun.
Okay, I am. I think I'm ready. Let's go.
Okay. One word that describes your current season of life.
Integration.
Oh, I love it. Rest looks like blank for you right now.
Wintering.
Something you stopped doing after 40
Something I stopped doing after 40
or after
is,
50 or
or
yeah.
after 50,
Yeah.
projecting and, putting, I started taking responsibility for me.
Love it. One boundary you refuse to break anymore.
Girl, rest.
I
Do
know that's
not come for me when I'm resting because your feelings gonna be hurt.
hurt and she'll cut you off and has no shame in it. I she'll circle back and say she's sorry. Don't worry. She'll come back to you. But
Well,
she
go ahead. I know we're rapid fire, but like it's such a boundary that people know now, so I don't really have to say it
yeah.
anymore.
You're
So,
right. You're right. At the beginning, we were a little shocked, but you're right. You're right. Morning or evening restoration?
more, I'm gonna say morning, but both. But morning is a time where I, find my
Okay.
way to the house is quiet.
Yeah, I'm with you. And lastly, what helps you to reset when you're feeling overwhelmed?
When I'm feeling overwhelmed, like honestly, just taking a pause, right? If I can't find my way to a full on nap, just taking a pause, and slowing down and just reconnecting back to my body. And if that doesn't work, sometimes I need co regulation. So I actually talk to someone that can hold space for me.
And I commend you because you have taught me to do that as well. So thank
Mhm.
you. Well, that's all of the rapid fire. See, was that bad, Miss
No, it
Tecca?
wasn't bad. I was nervous. I didn't know what was gonna. Those are great questions too.
Oh, girl, that was fun. But I want to take a moment and I want to say thank you for reminding us that rest isn't quitting, it's choosing ourselves. And you have taught me how it's okay for me to choose myself and don't worry about anybody else. Would you like to leave a last word before we close down today's show?
My last word is that to all my sisters, to all women, but in particular Black women, do not make rest complicated. I just want to reiterate that again. We get it. It is hard to slow down for lots of different reasons, but don't make it complicated. It's just as simply as taking a pause. Do
I
not
agree.
make rest complicated.
I agree with you. Well, Miss Tecca, this was as always. I knew it would be. It would be fun.
Mhm.
I appreciate you. I appreciate what you brought to, and I'm glad we talked about rest because it's look. I practice my rest every day. every day. Look, I think I'm around 2 o'clock too. I think about 2 o'clock I've started shutting it down for a little bit, but I
I love to
appreciate it.
hear that. I love to
Yeah,
hear, and I love to get the text messages from all of you. Like you'll be so proud. Everyone's like, you'll be so proud of me. I am taking a rest. I'm whatever.
yeah.
Um, I just want to say thank you to you for having me back on the podcast, and also the nomination to be in the winter issue. Listen, y'all, the winter issue of Vision Made magazine is gorgeous. Y'all, if you
Thank
can
you.
text her, I am not just saying that. Like, it's a beautiful edition. There's lots of great stories in there and other tips. There's a page on there going to teach you how to save some money in 52 weeks. There's
Yeah.
just lots of things there, and it's just a gorgeous, gorgeous, vibrant addition to the magazine. So get it if you can.
Thank you, Miss Tecca. I'm gonna put you in the green room. Don't go away, and I'll be right back with you.
Okay. Bye, everybody.
You guys, I hope that this today's episode has given you some ways that you can start looking at your shift and understand, as we even talked about, it's complicated. We talked about some obstacles that we face and the importance of rest. So I want you all to know to go out here, get you some rest, and understand that rest comes transformation. Look, I talk about my story, the past to the present. So note that we're here for you. If you feel that today's show can inspire, empower someone or your friend, please share. You know what I say? Sharing is caring. And then I have one more ask. If you can go out on to leave me a review. I want She Shift to be touched. I want women around the world to know what She Shift is. Let's create us a She Shift moment, and let me tell you, your shift is just right around the corner. And let's work on it together. Until next week, next week I have another amazing woman coming on the show and talking about their shift. Until then, everyone, take care of yourself.